Good afternoon, everyone. And I sort of had a few things in mind that I was going to say, and now I don't really know which of those to start with. So, first of all, I'm very happy that we can be out here on drive, and of course that you can join us now in uncharted territory. We are much further away from camp than ever before. We have gone up into Buffelshoek, and that alone is something quite special as well. In many ways, Wonky has brought us up here. Not in many ways, in a direct way. And excuse me if I may be talking a little bit much. Like I said, I thought of a few things I'd like to say, and I can't think of any specific ones now, except that yeah, like I said, I'm glad we can do this. I'm glad you guys can come here with us. Tell you what, and this is one of the things that really caught my attention when I came out here the first time, seeing him like this. Obviously, the fact that just the deadness of it, and again, maybe it's because I lack the proper English words for it, but the emotions that are gone, the feelings that are gone from this elephant was one of the things that gave me a great sense of relief. I think is that that is. I think you know what I mean. And I'm also very happy that his tusks are still in here. I know that maybe sounds silly, but it was interesting when we got the news. Apart from being very shocked, a lot of the questions we got, the majority of the questions that came through, apart from literally by now I think thousands of well wishes and condolences and thoughts, which has been so appreciated, but a lot of the questions that came through were regarding the tusks. What are going to happen with them? I mean, tusks and elephant tusks have of course been a massive story over the last, call it 40-50 years in Africa, 150 years depending how you look at it, but it has been to an extent the cause of the demise of elephant populations over Africa, and these tusks will be removed for a security reason. They will be taken away from you, not to tempt anyone to come and try and. Just again to explain if there's a bit of tricky signal, as Leishan was saying, but we are far away. I was even very surprised that we can even share this with you from here, that we can broadcast from as far as we are from camp now. So we're going to sometimes have to move a little bit and see what we can do, and a little bit forwards and backwards, and just do whatever we can to show you this. And the other aspect, see Rory's got his face wrapped up behind me here. It's got a very strong smell. I'm trying to keep us on the right side of the wind, but just a quick background. Like I said, from the wounds, we'll show you some of them. It's difficult from this angle. They're more on his back, close to the spinal column, but from the wounds, certainly from a fight with another male, that's what would have killed him. And estimated that he probably ended up here, I would say, yesterday I thought 2 to 4 days, but thinking how hot it was, and just thinking more about it, I'd say probably about 2 days from yesterday. I guess like anything that dies, death is not nearly as romantic or as glorious or as dramatic even, I think, sometimes as we tend to think when you actually see it. Looking at him now, I'm much less shocked or emotionally strained than I was yesterday when we got the news. Like I said, there's the memory of him, which is a very powerful thing, but this is the physical remains now, the evidence of it. So I'm going to share with you a little bit just the situation of it, and then over the next few days we will follow up and see what happens here. There's a great story that happens around it. Again, just thank you for all the emails. Like I said, we've received between Wild Earth and also on our personal emails and social networks, Facebook, the Ning site, the social network of Wild Earth, all the different avenues. There's been so much communication. One of the ones that came through was from Stacey, who's been with us for a very long time, and her two children, Lacey, who's asked me a few questions before. Lacey's 3 years old, and Logan, her son, I forgot the age, unfortunately, I think he's about 9 or 10. She was just mentioning briefly how she explained this to him and to her, and how he actually consoled her and said, it's like the Lion King, it's a circle of life, and that obviously is a big part of this. So we also want to share that story with it. The sadness of it we've dealt with, and we will deal with more over the next little while, but in the end, I don't want to call it a celebration of his death, but I do want to call it maybe a part of a celebration of all the different life forms around it. The flies and the vultures might not be romantic to us as humans, but in the bigger picture of how everything fits together, and hopefully even the more big charismatic animals will be around, like lions, down to the roots, literally, down to the grass and the trees that grow around here. And we're going to be trying to have a little view into that window and follow it over the course of the next few days and week or so. Just on a slightly more practical level, I'm going to try and move. Like I said, it might mess with our signal a bit. I'm going to try and show you the injuries, give you an idea of the kind of battle and trauma that would have caused this death. And like I said, from a fight with another male. We're going to have to move a bit for that, so let's hope you can stay with us straight through until we can stop again. Just around to his side more. Guys, I'm hoping you can hear me alright. As always, we didn't have much opportunity to come up here and test and see how it all works in terms of signal. We knew that we could get the basics out to you and thought we'd rather share it with you the first time we can get up here. But you can see from this angle, I'm presuming you can still hear me alright. You can see from this angle the wounds. It's obviously a bit bigger and more gaping now than it was 24 hours ago. That is mainly from the vultures. Obviously they've been trying to get in there and try to get to the feeding they can. I know at the moment what we're looking at could be quite upsetting. Like I said, often our association with things like flies and so on is negative, but it's part of the natural process now. Wonky is dead, has been for a few days, and he's now, interesting thought where he is now, maybe in our hearts, maybe in our minds and our thoughts, but the rest of the cycle is going on now. Excuse me. Lots of different things that play a role in recycling this. The skin itself is very, very thick. Elephant skin is up to 1 inch thick, so it's actually very difficult for anything to get in there, even hyenas, to chew through it. There's a few holes now that hopefully they can enlarge and get more into. Flies, and more importantly fly larvae that's hatching out of this and inside. They of course all playing a role in the decomposition of the carcass. Now there's also a lot of other possibilities this afternoon. I do want to go and find us some good and happy news. This morning there were some lion tracks around the camp area, also down towards the south, Treehouse Dam direction, or actually more not Treehouse Dam, Twin Dam, sorry. Possibility of leopard maybe. And I want us to go and look around. It's been a phenomenal 24 hours. We had a lot of rain. Things are nice and wet and soaked. The bush is looking even prettier, if you can think it's possible. And like I said, we've got the permission and the opportunity to come back here and experience what happens here over the next while, which is also something very appreciated from Buffelshoek. All the different landowners, Cobus Danhauser, Paul Kruger and Sidney Frankel especially playing a role in helping us to share this. So we are going to come back here, but I think for now we've seen where it is, we've seen where he's come to rest, so to speak.